Welcome back, and joining us on the show now is Peter McGuire. He's CEO, Exim Australia. Peter, hi, good to have you. And while the Indian equity markets are making higher highs, we have seen commodity markets actually see a bit of a pause. We're looking at some healthy profit taking, if I can call it that. But I do want to start with metals as a sector, where we've seen copper prices come off quite sharply, almost 3% off from the kind of all-time highs that we saw it touch within this week itself. How are you looking at the US Fed meeting minutes yesterday and its impact on overall commodities as a sector?
Well, good afternoon, Manisha. Congratulations on the Nifty. And I tell you what, it's very, very exciting to look at it from, Australian lens. If I look at the base metals, and yes, I think they were exhausted to the upside. They were very, very strongly bid up over the last couple of weeks when you're looking at what you've seen as far as copper, nickel, lead, zinc, tin, all of them really, really strongly bid up. And they've just given up some of those gains. And where I look at the minutes, and as far as the Fed's concerned, it's still waiting to see. There's no real action plan in the sense of when we're going to see rate cuts. I think we're just sitting here from a timeline perspective. September's pretty much the thought in mind. And are we going to get, another rate cut later in the year, or is one going to be it before the election? So there's a lot of water to pass under the bridge between now and then, Manisha.
So at these current levels, what's your sense, Peter? Would you say some consolidation is on cards right now, or are these buying opportunities?
I think I wouldn't be surprised for a little bit further softness, and then I think they'll bounce again to the upside. So like anything, they give up those gains. I noticed you're looking at the best part, aluminium 3% and a bit down, zinc 2% and a bit, copper was really spanked hard. So yeah, look, it's not unusual to see those big wipeouts. But, it's just a time of, the bears were in. It was probably very short-term trading. And that's where you've got to trade that market. You've got to be mindful that, you can't take your eye away from the wheel.
No, you can't do that. Well, yes, yesterday was a 1.3% of a decline in the New York session, and the Asian markets are down a percentage and more right now. So there is this follow-up sell-through that we have seen happen in the second time zone as well right now. And it's not just about the base metal prices, Peter, because gold has gone down. Silver as well has given up huge amount of gains. How would you look at silver to begin with?
Well, I think that's probably a good time to buy, Manisha. It really shot to the upside, through $32 odd. On the COMEX. So I think that probably at current levels, it's showing a good opportunity. I still feel as though that the best time is going to be ahead of it over the 2024 window. So as we roll into election time and plenty of other concerns as far as dollar and equity markets and so on, I think the flight to safety is going to be one of, gold and its little brother will be the place to be. And it might be a time to buy at the moment.
So when for the base metal prices, Peter, when you say that there is some more correction on the downside that could be remaining, so approximately what percentage on the downside are you anticipating?
Oh, I think a couple more percent, Manisha. I wouldn't be surprised, to let it, let a bit of more hot air out of it. It'll bounce, but it's normally, you see that sort of move when it's so strongly bid up. It can wipe out, 5 or 6%, and then it just gets a floor and then takes a deep breath, and then off it goes again to the upside. So it's not unusual. It could be a point in time that it's going to be choppy. But the time to be in the market was probably over the last couple of months. It's shown incredible uptick. And but I think there's certainly more upside than downside.
All right. One final question then, Peter, and this is about the crude oil prices. Most of the oil marketing companies in India are doing well, and that is because the crude oil prices have corrected quite a bit in last 2 or 3 sessions. Are you looking at more correction? Do you see 80 giveaway for Brent?
Well, you run at about 81.50, 81.60 at the moment, Manisha. I wouldn't be surprised to take it another little bit down. It'll find support, I think, around that $80.50 sort of mark. And until we get some sort of clear indication as far as geopolitical or something else to drive the markets higher, I think it'll consolidate at this sort of number at the moment. But keep an eye also on US dollar index.
Well, yes, that is one thing to watch out for. The dollar index as of now just about holding below that 105. And that is one of the reasons that you have seen this pressure come in for many of these dollar-denominated commodities. But as always, Peter, thank you so much for joining us and making sense of what really is happening in the international commodity prices there. But with that, that's all the time that we have on Halftime Report. Business Lunch will take all the action forward.